Your membership at the Idea Exchange Old Post Office Makerspace allows you access to a variety of innovative creative technology. This tutorial is part 3 of our laser cutter series and will show you how to bring your job into job control from CorelDRAW and how to position and ultimately start your job. You have now learned how to create a basic job in CorelDRAW and prepare the laser cutter for cutting. There is one final step we must look at, and that involves Trotec's proprietary software called Job Control. To send your job to Job Control, we have to print the job from CorelDRAW. Think of the laser cutter like a giant printer. Go to File, Print, and select the Trotec engraver under the listed printers. You will then hit the cog wheel and set your print dimensions to the same dimensions you set up your artboard to in CorelDRAW. If we don't do this, it won't send the entire dimensions of your project and areas will be cut off. Hit OK and print. If you don't have Job Control already open, it will automatically open when you hit print. Job Control is a simple program. Think of it as setting up and positioning your job on the bed of the printer. Looking at the screen, we can split it up into 5 main sections. The top right is the job queue. This is where your new job will be imported to and will also show any older jobs. Below that is a small preview of your selected job. The main middle area of the screen is a top-down visual representation of the laser's bed on an X and Y axis. You can even see the inches along the axes. The top is our options, which is beyond the scope of this tutorial. And finally, on the left-hand side, we have a time preview of how long each section of the laser job will take. For instance, if you have a cutting section and an engraving section, these will be split up here based on color, and you can get a time estimation of how long each section will take. The new job that you send to Job Control will be at the top of the job queue list. Typically, you want to place it in the top left corner of the laser bed, but depending on your material, you may want to place it somewhere else. To get your job on the laser bed, click the job and drag it anywhere onto the visual representation of the laser bed. Once it is there, next we want to connect the laser cutter to the computer. On the bottom right corner of the screen, you will see a little USB connection button. Click that now. Once connected, you will see a little hash mark appear on the main visual representation of the laser bed. This is exactly where your laser beam is currently pointed. This is extremely helpful when trying to position your job. You can move the laser beam with the X and Y arrows that you learned about in the last video and watch in real time as the hash mark moves in Job Control. Once you have positioned your job on the laser bed and are happy with it, you'll want to click the little eye symbol at the top of the screen. This will show you an exact representation of your job and what you will cut and engrave. This is also a good indication if your job was set up properly in CorelDRAW. Your cut and score lines should be the same color that you set them in CorelDRAW. If they are not, and instead are showing gray, you have an error in either your line weight or color, and you must go back to CorelDRAW to correct your lines. If you double-click outside your job, you will bring up the material database. This is where we assign our colors with our power and speed parameters. You can see on the left we have an entire database set up of different materials that we have cut over the years. Each material responds to various speed and power settings that we have set. Our default settings for cutting, scoring, and engraving our Baltic birch plywood are as follows. For cutting, the line will be red and set at 100 power, 1 speed. For engraving, the shape will be black and set at 70 power, 50 speed. And for scoring, the line will be blue and set to 55 power, 5 speed. For simplicity's sake, this is what we will do today. If you would like to experiment with different speed and power settings, speak to a Makerspace staff member and we can show you these advanced techniques. Once your material database is all set up and you're seeing the colors in the preview using the I button, you are ready to start the job. Double check to make sure your laser beam is focused, your material is flat, and the ventilation is turned on. Hit the play button and watch the laser start.